Try another.
Take
Let's try
Mohammed
another.
Shafiq. He's on the line, one for us. He's from the Ramadan Foundation.
OK, good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, Matthew.
Was it the right thing to fly the flag for half an hour last Monday?
I think we need a bit of caution here and a bit of responsibility. The Pakistani flag represents a nation that has stood with Britain during World War I and World War II. Many Pakistani men died defending this country and what we stand for in the United Kingdom. And the Pakistani people have a rich history of as a member of the Commonwealth. And so flying the Pakistani flag to show our appreciation on that National Day, I think is beyond conflict. We fly the United States flag on July the 4th. We fly
Commonwealth flag.
The St. Patrick's flag on St. Patrick's Day, and that's what happens. And in the town of Rochdale, where I actually live, we've got excellent community relations. And I was one of the very first people to speak out against these Pakistani gangs who were operating and grooming white girls. And I call that an element of racism.
But Manchester decided not to fly the flag on Pakistani Day.
Well, I think this is where she's made Katie Hopkins has made a stupid mistake. The Manchester City Council refused to fly the Palestinian flag. I think she's got an issue with peas. They've never refused to fly the Pakistani flag. They refused to fly the Palestinian flag, which was over the recent conflict between Israel and Palestine. So it's a completely different issue.
And do we have to the local town hall? I mean, the community cohesion argument has been well made by the likes of Simon Danshirk. But is there a concern, for example, the point raised by Stacey, that perhaps the town should have consulted with victims' families first? I'm not sure which victims, whether it be Asian victims of unjustified violence against them, or the girls' families themselves, victims of abuse.
I've spoken many occasions to the victims and their families of the Rochdale grooming trial, and most of them recognise, as most of your viewers will recognise, that the vast majority of Pakistani people are law-abiding citizens, abhor what has gone on with child sexual exploitation. You can't tarnish a whole community. You cannot tarnish a whole community. And the last call you were, saying, they and them, and I think that sort of inflammatory division is what causes concern in communities. You passionately.
I tell you what, though, Mohammed, because I do my level best to ensure some modicum of fair play, but equally I have to acknowledge, and Screech is confirming this in my earpiece, that the language that he speaks is a language shared and empathised, it seems, by many people. And so there's an element, the very thing that Trevor Phillips talked about, that maybe we're not engaging, that political correctness or some other reason means that all the various interested parties, including the Ramadan Foundation, that we're not engaging with all the necessary groups to find any kind of resolution.
Well, I would say that child sexual exploitation affects all communities. We have had thousands of white people convicted of abusing children, and we don't see the same sort of inflammatory comments about those individuals. Yes, we've got a problem. There are a handful of Pakistani criminals who think that white girls are worthless. That's a form of racism. I've been very clear about that from day one, and we've got to confront it. But to try to equate that and what happened in 2012 with the grooming gangs to the Pakistani flag and refuse to fly it, I just think is inflammatory.
Mohammed Shafiq, thank you very much indeed for getting in touch.